Assalamualaikum. We are from class IC12005C1. Our group will be presenting about the chicken slaughtering performed by machine in Islamic perspective. My name is Nabila Ashira Binti Arza and other presenters are Fildza Irdina Binti Muhammad Faried, Dini Binti Ramli, Hafizhatul Hidayah Binti Muhammad Tajri and Nurul Syafiqah Binti Rostam Kamal.
Alright, I'll be presenting about introduction. According to Islam, there is a specific slaughtering ritual that must be followed to the letter. If any of the procedure of the required way of slaughtering are purposely bypassed, the animal becomes haram. The slaughtering tool to be used must be sharp, can injure and bleed the animal. Example are knives, matches, and so on. In the past, mechanical slaughter did not exist, and there was no need for it. The meat and poultry requirements were met in accordance with demand. Humans consider creating new method of butchering, including mechanical killing. When a human polluting explodes dramatically in contemporary times, the output was accelerated to the point that machine killing could fulfill the demand of the human pollution.
There are two objectives for our title, Chicken Slaughtering Performed by Machine in Islamic Perspectives. So, the first objective is to identify procedure of chicken slaughter using machine in Islamic perspective. Second is to explain about chicken slaughtering performed by machine in Islamic perspective. Next, for literature review. This part discussed on the previous research related to the chicken slaughtering performed by machine in Islamic perspectives. So, first point for literature review is procedure of mechanical slaughtering for chicken. There are some comparison between other in their previous research about this procedure. Based on study conducting by Mufti Ikramul Haq, the mechanical slaughter is operated by human which need to switch on the machine and then let the blade moves. The chickens are first offloaded to a facility and then each chicken is hoisted up to a hook that is hooked to a moving chain in a routine technique for mechanically slaughtering chickens. Other than that, in Sheikh Omar Baid's previous research, he is very emphatic about the reciting tasmiyah at the beginning of the slaughtering. In part of his research about method chicken slaughtering using machine state, before turning on the machine, a Muslim must recite tasmiyah once in the morning. Second point of literature review is the pronouncement of Allah's name, which is tasmiyah. There also have some comparison between other in their previous research about the pronouncement of tasmiyah. A previous research by Mufti Faraz Ibnu Adam explained that the Allah's name, which is tasmiyah, should be pronounced during the mechanical slaughter. He stated in his research what the fuqaha have been stated about the tasmiyah, which are the tasmiyah must be recited by the slaughterer. The tasmiyah cannot be written or recorded in any form. A written tasmiyah or a tape recording of the recital of the tasmiyah are used in many automated slaughter factories. It will be illegal to eat meat processed through such a factory. The human slaughterer must administer the tasmiyah. However, Mufti Ikramul Haq did not state about reciting tasmiyah in his research of mechanical slaughter of chicken. He just stated the issue of tasmiyah. According to Imam Abu Hanifah, Malik, Ahmad bin Hanbal and the majority of fuqaha, if the name of Allah is not recited intentionally, the animal is declared as unlawful.
So, the third point for literature review is halal status on eating chicken slaughtered by machine. The halal status nowadays is not something that we can look down on it, as most of Malaysians are Muslims. So it is lawful, halal and permissible to eat the chicken slaughtered by machine as long as it is Sharia compliant slaughtering, which are the operator of the machine must be a Muslim and the slaughtering must pronounce the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. The slaughter machine also should be lawful to be used, which are the machine must be free from any use that are related to unlawful or haram things. The machine also must be clean to be used. It is unlawful or haram to be eaten if the conditions are not fulfilled, such as fail to cut the throat and the esophagus of the chicken. Then it is also halal to be eaten if the premises do have halal certificate from Jakim for their machine slaughtered chicken. So, the fourth point for literature review is conditions of halal mechanical slaughter. As we know, to ensure the chicken is halal to be eaten, then we need to ensure by following all of the conditions of halal mechanical slaughter, or also known as Sharia compliance. Each of the slaughter machine need to be conducted by a Muslim, as it definitely will remove all of the doubt about the halal status of the chicken that basically was slaughtered by the machine itself. According to Ulhaq, the writer of the article, one of the article that we have chosen, any chicken that were cut at another part, such as at their stomach, and die because of it, it is considered as unlawful and haram slaughter and could not be eaten, as it should be cut at the throat and the esophagus. And then, if the machine also used to slaughter any illegal animal, such as pig, it is automatically known as unlawful slaughter, as we know halal slaughter machine must be free from any haram things, and if the machine slaughtering will be done for 2 hours, then the operator of the machine must make the intention of the slaughtering for that 2 hours to ensure that the machine slaughtering process are lawful and Sharia compliant, and the chicken will be halal to be consumed.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Binti Ramli. Next, I will be presenting about the finding research. Our group has managed to find 4 points of the finding research, and the first one is methods of mechanical slaughtering. The first method of mechanical slaughtering is the slaughtering process are done fully by machine. The chicken will be loaded to the conveyor belt, and each of them will be hung to a chain, where then they will be suspended over the electrified water, where the chicken being stunned by the machine. Then the chicken will arrive to a point with a rotating blade that continuously rotating due to electricity, and when they came into touch with the blade, they will get cut on the neck. In some cases, chicken manage to get away from being cut by the machine. Therefore, in that cases, the chicken will be slaughtered manually by hand using a sharp knife. These methods are only used by the slaughterhouse that owns more than one slaughtering machine, where each of the machines are being controlled by the staff workers. The second method is the machines are only taking part in transporting the chicken, while the process of slaughtering are done manually by hand. These methods are said to be the rare method used nowadays because of the limited number of chicken slaughtered in a day compared to the chicken slaughtered using machine. Next, our second point of finding research is mechanical slaughtering in the other countries, which is United Kingdom and America. In the United Kingdom, according to the Halal Food Authority HFA, employing machines is permissible as long as the chicken meat is being blessed. It claims that as technology evolves, techniques must change, and that even if the meat is slaughtered by the machines, it is still blessed by a Muslim slaughterman. But in the other hand, the Halal Monitoring Committee HMC said that animals should be slaughtered by hand, and using a machine to slaughter animal is not halal and acceptable. It claims that mechanization violates the animal and violates the basic halal principle, which states that the person who slaughters the animal must say the words over it. Despite the fact of mechanical slaughtering is widely approved as a halal procedure of slaughtering, the HFA has decided to exclude them from it due to the challenges and the complications of regulating it. As for the United States of America, almost all chicken in the America are being slaughtered using by machine instead of hand slaughtering. Majority of them use the spinning blade or mechanical knife, which resulting to a total of above 200,000 chickens being slaughtered per day. They thought that the primary role of human in this operation is only to turn on the machine, to turn on the equipment and manually sever the chicken vessels that the machine missed. Above all, majority of the chickens are being slaughtered by the machine instead of human hands, and there is no human involvement in the process of slaughtering chickens in the United States of America. That's all from me. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Okay, now I will explain about the issues of mechanical slaughtering. The first issue is tasmiyah. According to the opinion expressed by Maulana Mujahidul Islam Qasmi, says that the first animal slaughtered and recited is halal, and the next animal also halal as long as the slaughtering process is not disturbed. The second issue is whether the operator in charge of the machine is counted as a slaughterer or not. So, according to the Islamic Fiqh Academy of Indians decision of mechanical slaughter, there are some scholars who say none of the chickens will be considered halal because the slaughterer is not a human but a machine. But the majority of the scholars present said that animals slaughtered using machines are halal as long as there is no interaction during the process, and the operator must have the intention and effort to slaughter, and operator also must be a Muslim. The third issue is the use of rotary blades or multiple knife powered by the electricity to cut veins. It is possible that the slaughtered animals was not hit by the machine knife, so the animal had to be slaughtered manually. Okay, now I will explain about Islamic perspective on mechanical slaughter. From the various opinions of the scholars, which is Dar al-Ifta al-Misriya, Council of Ulama Halal Food Authority, Sheikh Ahmad Kuti, the Islamic Coordinating Council of Victoria, and Faraz Adam al-Mahmudi, and most of them agree that using the machines is permissible and halal as long as it follows all the conditions that have been said, which is the operator who operates the machine must be a Muslim or Kitabi. Next, the intention when slaughtering should be because of Allah. Next, the knife used should be sharp and cut all four veins, namely the throat, which is harkum, marikh and wadajain. The last is the slaughterer must ensure that it is slaughtered properly. So, if there are chickens that are not slaughtered by the machines, the slaughterer's assistant must slaughter them manually.
For the conclusion, the mechanical method of killing, which involves severing the throat with a mechanical knife, is not the most human way of slaughtering. The ideal method of slaughter is hand slaughter without study, which was learned from the Sunnah. There is no doubt that the demand for meat and poultry is extremely great, and in many situations, the demand cannot be met using the traditional method of pure hand slaughter. There is, however, a solution that is free of controversy and meets the goal of quick production. Muslims have a responsibility to develop Sharia-compliant technology. If Muslims are weak and unable to produce such technology, instead relying only on the invention of non-Muslims, it will be difficult for us to obey God's demand.
That's all from us. Thank you.